safe hope because we're bombarded with the statistics, all the things, we know. How do I, because in my opinion, as a single woman, how I always knew that just because this man that I'm dating, just because I'm not having sex with him doesn't mean he's not having sex.
Correct.
Right. So I understand that. But I also felt like, and this was probably unrealistic, but I felt like once I am having sex with you, not you owe me protection. That's how I felt. Not that we're monogamous unless we've had that conversation, but you owe me to be safe in whatever it is that you're doing. That is not, that's like a unspoken rule that people don't even follow. That's
It's
not
not
even a
really
thing. So how
Oh yeah, we back at it again. We are back at it again with another whole phase video for you guys. The whole phase part 11. We made it part 11. And guys, hit that like button first of all. Hit that like button on your way in. Hit that subscription button, notification bell, etc., so that you can continue to get more content from your boy, Mr. OKL. Okay. Now y'all see the thumbnail. The whole phase part 11. We finna break it down for the people who didn't get it yet. We do these whole phase videos basically for the reason of letting people understand the minds of modern women today. Yeah, the woman you wifing. Yeah, I'm talking about the woman you trying to pursue, the woman that you think is the woman of your dreams. Yes, she is a 304, and this is the way that she thinks. All right. And that being said, we're gonna get right on into the video. We're gonna get right off into the video, man. Shout out to the people in the building. We got Red Pill Awareness in the building, Zone TV in the building, Aviated XL Pro, and a few more, man. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all guys for joining that stream. Let's get in on to this breakdown. Let's get right on into it. Let's get right on into it. And I'm gonna open up the panel soon. Don't worry about it, guys. I will definitely open up the panel. Let's get it in.
do it safely? Because safe whole phase though. How do you do it safely? Because we're bombarded with the statistics, all the things. We know people are out in these streets not protecting themselves. How do I, because in my opinion, as a single woman, how I always looked at it, I always knew that just because this man that I'm dating, just because I'm not having sex with him doesn't mean he's not having sex.
Correct.
Right? So I understand that. But I also
No, again, every time we do a whole stage video, these modern women do the same exact thing. Try to, while they're breaking down the whole stage, the first thing they do is try to shift it away. So now all of a sudden she understands that if she, as a single lady, if she's dealing with a man, then automatically he's having sex with somebody else. Well, lady, if you're single and you're allowing somebody in your world, don't you think that the likelihood of him having sex with other women would be, skyrocketing? Don't you think that would be the likelihood because you're just a single woman out here, free, strong, independent, and you just busting it open for people? Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe. You a single lady. I mean, guys, if you having sex, if you dealing with a single lady and she let you have sex with her, are you going to be monogamous to her for the most part? I don't think so, unless she's showing value. I mean, it's a toss up, but that's no, man. I'm not gonna let her slide by with that. We ain't gonna let her do that.
safe whole phase though. How do you do it safely? Because we're bombarded with the statistics, all the things. We know people are out in these streets not protecting themselves. How do I, because in my opinion, as a single woman, how I always looked at it, I always knew that just because this man that I'm dating, just because I'm not having sex with him doesn't mean he's not having sex.
Correct.
Right? So I understand that. But I also felt like, and this was probably unrealistic, but I felt like once I am having sex with you, not you owe me protection. That's how I felt. Not that we're monogamous unless we've had that conversation, but you owe me to be safe in whatever it is that you're doing. That is not.
The world don't owe you any understanding. The world don't owe you shit. If you dealing with a man out here and you're dating him, quote unquote, and we all know what dating means to modern women, and you happen to have sex with the guy, he don't owe you shit. Just like that woman don't owe you anything. It's an act. It's an equal exchange. So if that man having sex with a couple other females and he happened to have sex with you, the onus ain't on him. The onus is on you. You find out he fucking other bitches. Okay, cool. Stop fucking him or keep fucking him. You ain't gonna change that man. You ain't gonna change that man. So that's a dumb way to go about it.
You owe me protection. That's how I felt. Not that we're monogamous unless we've had that conversation, but you owe me to be safe in whatever it is that you're doing. That is not, that's like a unspoken rule that people don't even follow. That's not even a thing. So how do you learn yourself and have this character building whole phase without risking it all?
So I'm a big advocate of women carrying condoms.
Okay.
Right. I have buku condoms in my house.
Y'all know what that means.
I don't do anything without condoms.
Your mom's
in even terms, even if somebody you are like regularly dating, but y'all not exclusive, you still need to wear condoms because you never know what somebody's doing when they're not in your presence. And most of the people who get STDs and HIV, they come from monogamous relationships. So the other person is out there doing stuff and you have no idea they're doing. So condoms, regular testing. So if you're going to be
now, I need y'all to understand something. They are teaching you how to be a safe hole. I don't know what that is. I guess you using condoms and they're teaching you how to be a safe hole. So how do you avoid the problem? The problem is how do you avoid it? Go to the root. And the root of the problem is the promiscuity. The root of the problem is going out there being free, exploring options. That's the root of the problem. So instead of them saying, you know what, I'm going to cut down, I'm going to preserve myself and be readily and available for a man. Instead of them saying that, no, what they gonna do is she said she got a house full of condoms, et cetera, et cetera. They gonna keep fucking, but they just gonna make sure they have sex safely.
out here doing, risky things, and no shade, I do risky things sometimes too. You need to be able to get tested regularly so you can at least know what's going on. A lot of times we as women, and I've been guilty of this too in the past, we'll go from man to man, past relationship to past relationship, and no type of testing in between. We don't know what's going on down there. So that condoms, testing, and conversations. Just as sometimes people will lie, but a lot of times people are truthful. If you say, what's going on? Are you dating other people?
Mm-hmm.
And then I always go with something like you do. I always assume that men are sleeping with other people.
You having sex with somebody. Like,
Yeah.
and ladies, you could be 90-day rule if you want to. He gonna wait 90 days to sleep with you.
But not
he's
not have
still
sex in
out
general.
here in these streets. But speaking of the communication and do you recommend that women keep this whole phase a secret? Because that's a whole conversation. Like, I personally feel like I don't think that I've met a grown man while I was dating that asked me like how many partners you've had. But I think that that's a conversation that we talk about. Like, do you share that information? Do you ask that question? What's your advice on like full disclosure?
Ladies, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Don't tell if you got 100 bodies. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me you got 100 bodies. Don't do it. And I'm gonna probably find out anyways. But word of advice, ladies, I'm not telling you to lie. But if you got 100 bodies, you might not want to tell your partner that.
I've never been asked that question. No, I'm lying. I haven't asked that question as a grown up, probably in the last couple of years. Actually, I didn't answer. Because this is my view on it. Who I was with before you shouldn't matter, as long as we get tested, I'm clean or whatever, whatever it is, and you or whatever, who you with before me doesn't matter. As long as it's not my sister, my best friend.
I know. I can point out.
Yeah, I don't particularly care.
And that's through the female lens. A female doesn't care how many partners you have as a male. A male is the one who cares how many partners you had as a female. We don't know how many STDs you contracted. We don't know how many abortions you went through. We don't know. We're not sure of paternity when you're more promiscuous. So it's more important on a woman's end when she has more sexual partners. A male is the one that usually is, not frowned upon when he has multiple sex partners. Okay. I mean, we're built that way. Women, you guys are not designed to have multiple men inside of you. It damages you psychologically and physically.
So I don't really answer those questions because I feel like, why you want to know that? Because you might get your feelings hurt. So don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
So, is there a potential scenario where your feelings would get hurt? Like, is there anything that you care about that he could have done, or does it just matter like who he did it with?
With Create Studio Pro, you can create a
potential scenario where your feelings would get hurt. Like, is there anything that you care about that he could have done, or does it just matter like who he did it with?
Here we go.
Not really, because I don't really ask questions that I know I don't want to know the answer to. As long as, if it was like my best friend, something like that, then yeah, I'll be like, oh, dang.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Well, yeah. But other than that, no, I just let people be grown and leave your past in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
So being grown, you said you don't subscribe to like the Steve Harvey rules, the 90 day. What is your, and I don't want to say rules as in like these are your restrictions, but what are your Sex with Ashley's rules of engagement when it comes to dating? What's like a guideline? And you have a little sister. Let's say you have a little sister. She's like, yo, I'm ready to get out here in these streets. What is your advice? Like, what is your parameters that you give her to operate safely?
Oh, dating. See,
How can I say? You see what I'm saying, man? They directed it straight to the younger generation. Talking about if you had a little sister and she said she's ready to get out here in these streets. She ready to give that coochie up. And what are the guidelines? Come on, man. We ain't that's not the route to go, ladies. I tell you, man, the best guidance you can get is from a male figure when it comes to the advice that you look for as a young lady. Hopefully, you got a grandfather or a father in your life, a big brother or an uncle who could teach you the right way. Because a woman ain't gonna do anything but teach you how to finesse your way through these streets, like she said.
Little sister, she's like, yo, I'm ready to get out here in these streets. What is your advice? Like, what is your parameters that you give her to operate safely?
Oh, dating. See, It depends. It depends. Because people, my male friends say that they say I'm a male basher and I'm a gold digger and all these things.
Not a male bashing gold digger. Let's talk about it.
That's what they say, you know, because I even though I'm not traditional technically, I still have traditional things I like.
Okay.
Right? I like for you go on a date and it's not Dutch. You know,
Mhm.
I like for the men to pay.
Mhm.
Here we
I don't
go.
mind
Come on,
paying, but you know,
of course, you like it that way. Of course, you the whole, but he can't be that. He got to be the gentleman and the trick. Of course, y'all ladies like it. I don't understand how y'all get to be hoes and think somebody's supposed to not be a city boy with you. I don't understand what y'all think. How y'all make it make sense. She got a breast cut. That shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, ladies. Don't do this, man. She got an old breast cut with the lining in the head. Come on, man.
it's not Dutch. You know, I
Mhm.
like for the men to pay.
Mhm.
I don't mind paying, but you know, not you know, after the first maybe
No,
3 or
you
4
gotta
days,
pay.
you know. But the first ones, I want you to pay. I like going out and well, not in this day and age, a man picking you up. I don't know about that. But I like the man to be
A man.
yeah, okay. A
You can say
man.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, I like them to be a man and whatever that. Now these new age men,
It's getting real gray out here.
real
It
gray.
used to be black and white. It's real
Mm-mm.
gray in these
It is
streets.
real. I went on a date recently in Atlanta. Because I moved to Atlanta in August.
Okay, well, welcome. Where'd you
Yeah.
move from?
North Carolina.
Wow, Charlotte.
No, Fayetteville.
Oh, military.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went on a date here in Atlanta, and one of the dudes, he wanted to meet me at Best Buy, right? He wanted to meet me at Best Buy, I guess because he wanted to like size me up before he took me out. He wanted
Okay, I'm gonna let you keep going.
he
What's the problem? He want to check you out before you take. See what I'm saying? You got what you got. What you want? Something special from out of him? And then she says one of the guys, so she got multiple options. Let's pay attention to her story real quick.
and one of the dudes, he wanted to meet me at Best Buy, right? He wanted to meet me at Best Buy, I guess because he wanted to like size me up before he took me out.
You not all that. You ain't attractive
wanted-
like
Okay, I'm
that.
gonna let you keep going.
He
I
wanted
have
he
questions,
want
but I'll let you keep
yeah,
going.
I have
Okay.
questions too. He wanted to meet at Best Buy. So we get to Best Buy and I guess he I don't know, I guess he liked the way he saw, I don't know. So then we went around the corner to some restaurant. I want to say it was like Red Lobster, someplace like that. But he said when he got there, he's like, I already ate before I came. So, sir, why are we here? Why are we here?
Do you want to grow your YouTube channel? Do you want to earn more?
Red Lobster, someplace like that. But he said when he got there, he's like, I already ate before I came. So, sir, why are we here? Why are we here? Why are we here, sir? So, okay, I'm hungry, so I'm eating. Okay, so I ordered my food. He got a beer. And then
Take the camera off my face, producers, please. I can't take this.
I paid.
Girl,
And then
you gonna have to unplug my mic too.
we left.
Sis.
And I ain't never see him no more because I was like,
I
it's like
bet
a
you
word.
didn't never
Yeah,
see
yeah,
him no more, not ever again.
So, you know, stuff like
What's the problem with that? That man already ate, and you're not that attractive. Let's just keep that shit 100. See, I like what he did there. I like what he bought himself his own beer, and she paid for her own food. Today's dating market, especially in 2023, I promise it's gonna be worse, man. You got ugly chicks like this that think you're supposed to pay for their dinner, and she probably still wouldn't smash you afterwards because of how modern women think. I love how this shit is going right now. These 304s are exposing a good story. Shout out to that dude that ghosted this girl.
and I ain't never see him no more because I was like,
I
it's like
bet
a
you
word.
didn't never
Yeah,
see
yeah,
him no more, not ever again.
So, you know, stuff like that, it just don't work for me. Dating in Atlanta has been very interesting, actually.
Oh, it's so many red flags. It's so many red flags in that. Okay, I just have to know.
Okay, go ahead.
Where did you meet this person?
Oh, we met on an online app.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the conversation that went from the online app to Best Buy? Like, how did he get you to the Best Buy?
That's a good question. Okay, so when I first got here to Atlanta, I was just kind of going on 51st dates, kind of like an experiment type thing. So we matched. He said something, I don't remember, it's been a while. And whatever he said, it caught my attention. I was like, okay, cool. He's like, do you want to meet up one day? I'm like, sure. He's like, okay, well, meet me on Wednesday. Cool. Wednesday got there, he like, well, meet me here in the Best Buy parking lot.
And it was the Best Buy store.
I assumed, because I'm new at this point. This was like in October. This was last year. I assumed that maybe it was like a restaurant in like the plaza of Best Buy. I didn't think it was just the Best Buy. It was the Best Buy. Yeah.
So this is a teachable moment. You learn your lesson because you're never gonna talk to this man again. Anybody listening, tuned in here, when you pull up and you realize that it's not the Best Buy parking lot, it is the actual Best Buy, put it back in drive, skirt, and take it on around the corner. No, ma'am, Pam, I'm not coming in this Best Buy, sir. This is not a date.
It's not the Best Buy.
There are great men in Atlanta, though. So don't let that, Atlanta men get a bad rap.
They do.
Don't let that discourage you.
Okay.
Have you met some good ones since then?
Define good.
You have.
See what I'm saying, man? You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, no good men at all. All of them are perfect. All of them are attractive. All of them are 10s. And it ain't one good man, one bad experience that they have and they pursue. They blame all men for that shit. I wouldn't want to holler at her for nothing, man. Brush cut on her head. Who the fuck would want that? Come on, man.
But this is the thing, though, Sex with Ashley. The selection process. You should have ate by yourself on that day. That man did not even deserve your time.
He didn't.
He did not.
Wow.
He disrespected you when he said he ate before he got there.
Yeah, and I was like, well, why are we here?
Why am I here?
Why are we sitting there?
Did you just buy a TV? What are we doing at the
Best Buy? That happened
in Atlanta. That happened in Atlanta. Ladies, don't let that discourage y'all, okay? At the first sign of a flag,
leave.
You leave. You hit the door. But when it comes to the sex,
My bad, guys. My bad. Yeah, we gonna get up out of that one, man. Them dumb bimbos weren't really talking about shit. I thought they was gonna give some good advice. At this point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the link for anybody who wants to come up real quick before we get into the next topic. Let me drop that link on up for the whole phase part 11, man. Whole phase part 11. And y'all see what they talk about? That's the advice that young ladies are getting. Now, I'm not one that's going to go on no date and do what dude did as far as already eating and, meeting you up over here by Best Buy or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do that. But my guess is she wasn't attractive anyway, so the dude did what he did to see if she had some booty or whatever. She quote unquote said he liked what she saw, or he liked what he saw or whatever. That man was just trying to have sex with you, man. And women don't understand this. You are recreational use. And when you're that and you put yourself in the market as that, it's hard to find somebody who's going to treat you in the opposite way. She said in the beginning of the video that she knows she's not traditional, but she wants a man to be traditional. She wants a man to be a man. Well, we want a woman to be a lady. And if you're not that, then you don't get treated like one. Keep taking notes from these modern women, young ladies, and y'all gonna keep failing. Couple years ago, you feel me? Not even too long ago, ladies that were 25 and older used to be dumb and stuck in their ways. Now they 21. Now they 21 and 20 years old, stupid as hell, stuck in their ways. I'm telling you, man, because the game is getting really crazy right now. 2023 is coming up, and these hoes is not playing with y'all. I know it's a lot of people that's watching this video that claim they MGTOW, claim they red pill, but fold up when they get in front of these types of women. That shit is a goddamn shame. If y'all haven't done so already, man, hit that like button, subscription, and notification bell. If y'all haven't done so already, do so. We're gonna get in right. We're gonna get into another video, guys. We're gonna get into another video. We're gonna get right off into it, guys. All right. Right here. Okay. Skip this.
And it happens at the perfect time, right? And sometimes we think, well, dang, I was supposed to do it at this time, but you weren't supposed to. You thought you were. You thought you were, but now look how great, the story is, or how many more lessons you have.
Yeah, when I was writing the book, the writing coach, the book started off as 40 pages of just how to get money out of a guy, right? Like just little tips. And she was like, "Oh, is this supposed to be like a short book?" I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be like one of them little books at the front of Urban Outfitters or Anthropology, like just one of those little books." She was like, "Well, there's so much,
Imagine a book called How to Get Pussy Out of a Female. They would literally have an uproar if a man made a book like that. Wonder if there's a book like that out. How to Get Money Out of a Guy. This lady wrote a book called that.
I feel like you have so much more to offer in here. She said, so it doesn't seem like you're, doing all of this right now anymore. Like, what happened? I was like, girl, I got a job. I was like, and then she said, "Oh, well, put that in the book." I was like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "What's life after running around after guys for money or having a sugar daddy? Like, what do you do after that?" I'm like, "Yeah, go get a job." She's like, "Yeah, well, let them know that too." I was like, "Oh."
I love it. I love it because you literally put your true experiences, your lessons learned. And I went on Amazon and I read the reviews, over 300 reviews from people who are like, "I needed this. I didn't even know I needed this. So-and-so told me I needed to get it. And I'm so glad that I did." And I think because of the space that you're in, you are definitely an unconventional life coach. I don't know if you go by the whole coach anymore.
Oh,
no, that's a whole.
No, I used to. And that was actually a joke that I read.
A whole coach turned life coach. No wonder why you teaching these fucking hoes how to get money out of dudes.
And with I was on Twitter one day and I was saying something, and some guy just said to me, "You're like a hoe coach," and I was like, "That's so funny." I was like, I'm stealing that, and then I ran with it for a little while, but then as I started getting more mature, I was like,
yeah. This is the thing. I don't think Hoe Coach does you justice for all that you're doing, because I think that even though your original intention, like what you thought you were setting out to do, may have this one thing, you're now it's so much more. So I want to talk about,
because that was pre-therapy.
Right. And it's an evolution, right? So I want to talk about, I do want to talk about that though, because I ain't never had a sugar daddy, right? I always said to not only have I not had a sugar daddy, I be telling all my business on here. So not only have I never had a sugar daddy, I always told myself, I never dated men for money. Don't judge me, Cuddy. Okay. Not that
I used to be a sugar mama.
Listen, exactly. I was more on the other side, not intentionally. That's just the way the cookie crumbled. However, I always said, my husband is going to be the one that does these things for me. And, luckily that's kind of working out for me. So, but I think there are a lot of women out there who see having a sugar daddy is like this glamorous thing. So I want to talk about like what it's really like. Like, can you tell us the good, the bad, the ugly, even though this is your former life?
And not really, like not necessarily, because I'm still I'm not married right now, so
Of course
whoever
you're
I
not
date
married.
is gonna have to spend money. And I mean, it's not necessarily gonna be considered a sugar daddy, probably, but hey, I'm not above it. So,
Like, come on, man. Who the hell is spending money on you? Better at least the one on the left is somewhat attractive enough to get somebody. But you're old, ma'am. Who is you fooling?
the sugar daddy totem pole is very, the spectrum is very grand. Like it's so vast because you have people do expect it to be that myth of this guy who just gives you all this money for no reason, right? Like he just gives it to you. That's
No,
what
not just for no
people
reason.
think the sugar daddy is, when in reality most sugar daddies do want something back. And we know what that usually is, right? And they may not be as aggressive as some, but eventually some people
Wow.
Hey.
Man, come on, man. Damn. Oh, these fucking heads.
Some people are more patient than others. Let's just say that. But for the most part, the whole idea of I'm just going to find this man who's just going to give me all his money for no reason is close to none, And so the average sugar daddy right now is probably married, old, ugly, fat, funny looking, like there's not this. I tell people all the time, like, if you thought he's not any of those things, then he's just a boyfriend. Like he's just possibly an ex-husband. Like, I don't know why you think that you're gonna find like this really fine, eligible bachelor that's a sugar daddy. Like, so,
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So with the sugar daddy thing, I always tell.
It do make sense. They just not fucking with y'all. They don't mess with dusty old ladies like this one. And they might possibly not fuck with the one on the left either, because she ain't all that.
People like they give money because there's a need that they want, whether it's their ego stroked, sex, companionship, somebody on their hip like 24/7, somebody to just freaking listen to them all the time. They definitely want stuff. And a lot of women pretend like they're not doing anything for the money, but they are. Sometimes it's just phone sex, sometimes it's pictures, sometimes it's like, it's so it varies.
Depends on the man.
Yeah, it varies. But and then there's old sugar daddies, there's young sugar daddies, there's black sugar daddies, there's white sugar daddies, there's Indian sugar daddies.
I'm glad she said old, young, black, white. It's a whole bunch of sugar daddies. Most of these motherfuckers ain't sugar daddies. Most of these niggas just got money and they willing to pay for a certain lifestyle. Like some idiots. Like my boy the Bell say, these most of these niggas are tricks. So a lot of these women claim they got sugar daddies, but it's really just somebody who paying to have sex with them or paying to have them by their side. That's a good point she just brought up with her fat ass.
Like, everybody has their own reputation. Like, there's a reputation that African guys trick, like they spend a lot of money. And then there's a reputation that the old white guys are still, at the top of the food chain. Like, and then, you hear that the Arabs spend a lot of money, like you hear all of these stereotypes, and it just all depends. But you are going to be expected to do something. Something. I mean, and it all depends on whether you're willing to do it or not, because for some women, I will tell you this, for some women, even the ego stroking is too much. Like, even Brenda calls 10 times a day, hey babe, how are you doing? What you doing? Because like sometimes these guys are like super annoying, right? Like, you don't like them, you don't want to talk to them, so them calling you like even 3 to 10 times a day, you're like, oh, but and so for some women, they're like, listen, I can't, like, it ain't even worth it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. So, and that, in my opinion, was why I was like, no, I can't do this, because my face is gonna tell you how I really feel. What's coming out of my mouth does not matter. What
Yeah.
I really think is going to be on my face. And I can't pretend
Yeah.
like I like you and I don't really like you.
I can. I
How,
really can.
Betty? How?
It all depends on. Well, here's the thing. I am very interested in people, regardless, right? Like I'm not. So I like hearing stories. I like people being able to express themselves, tell me their stories, tell me about their life, whatever. So I will genuinely be interested in that. So that will make a guy feel like he's being listened to, you know, he's interesting. And sometimes he really is. I might not like him physically. I might not want him to be my husband. I might not want him to, you know, I might not want to have a child with him.
And all this shit is a manipulation. You understand what I'm saying, guys? They use these good words, these nice little girly words to let you know how they manipulate men. It's a whole evil order, a whole evil game that these ladies do have going on. This sugar daddy lifestyle and all that. Now, I'm not gonna say all of it is evil in a certain sense, but mostly what they've turned this dating market into, teaching what ladies and young ladies and women how to extract money from men in all different angles. It's turned into an evil game. So now everybody's a sugar daddy to them. She like look what she just said. I'm gonna run that back a little bit so y'all understand the mind of a female coming into 2023. This is how your woman's gonna be thinking.
So that will make a guy feel like he's being listened to, you know, he's interesting. And sometimes he really is. I might not like him physically. I might not want him to be my husband. I might not want him to, you know, I might not want to have a child with him, but I'm genuinely interested in his story or even his success, you know, like I've gotten so many gems from, because they have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are they making money? What did they do? Where did, you know, so I'm interested in hearing that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then they think that I really like them, I guess.
That's your girl game for you. And guys, that was just the last video. Appreciate y'all for joining this live. This is the whole phase part 11. Stay tuned for the next one. I will be doing a couple more breakdowns too. The Bell Helm gave me a nice breakdown to do. Stay tuned for that. I'm still doing my research. I'm still clipping videos on that one. I'm definitely still Gerald Jex, what's going on? How you doing, my brother? How you doing? I'm still planning on doing another video based off of a few things. So stay tuned for those. And for those of you who just joined the live recently, catch the playback, hit the like button, subscription button, notification bell. And we definitely will be out. I'll be back at y'all, man. Appreciate it.